just looked inside. I didn't steal anything.
Oh, it's not about what you took. It's what you left behind. That's what we're worried about, David.
Are you going to call my family and tell them I'm here?
You going to call my pa? Hello, I am Joel Sharpton from the Articulate Coven. I'm one half of that show anyway, and we're watching the original supernatural soap opera Dark Shadows. This is episode 29. Probably not going to be a great jumping on point if it's your first episode, but my guess is it's not your first episode to watch these reactions with me. Let's see what's happening in Collinwood.
The boy I had been brought here to tutor has not yet been found, and the faint whisper of fear is slowly becoming louder.
All right, so this is going to be a home show is my guess. We got Elizabeth as our first actor. I love, so a while back, in case this is one of your first episodes watching, we got the information that in these early episodes at least, they were only budgeted for 5 actors for each episode. So we kind of have a running count to see who else might show up. And once you get to 3 or 4, you can make a good guess at who the 5th one's going to be.
Carolyn, I love David.
He's a horror, and you know it.
I won't have you talking that way.
Well, anyone who'd tamper with the brakes on his own father's car and try to get him killed.
Carolyn, stop it.
I'm sure he'll turn up.
If he doesn't, if anything happens to him, I'll never forgive Miss Winters. Never.
Okay, that's a pretty good cold open. But like, you literally searched her out and found her and brought her here, lady. And won't tell us why, by the way. Hello, crooked titling. Somebody who knows about the production, somebody who's read one of the books that's been written, tell me, what is the deal with the letters being crooked? I'm assuming it was something that was like, it was just difficult. They didn't know how to straighten them up. I don't know. But like Dark Shadows is slanted and all of the credits come up not straight either. Oh, okay. No, this is our hotel, not the Blue Well. I've got a factoid about the Blue Well the next time we see it. All right, so we've got Elizabeth and Carolyn back at home. Who we're going to get here at the hotel? It's going to be Burke.
What are you supposed to be, a doorstop?
I've been waiting to talk to you.
Well, if you're a salesman, I don't want a thing.
I've been waiting for almost 2 hours.
Okay, that's a great line. First of all, good on you, Burke. Good delivery. So are we led to believe that that David was not trying to hide the brake valve, but in fact was, or the bleeder valve, but was just waiting to talk to Burke?
Well, in that case, you'd better come in. I admire persistence. You know what that word means, David?
Its name might as well be pronounced Damien there, Burke. Watch out.
I was walking along your floor looking to see which one was yours. And then the door was open.
Oh, yes. The chambermaid was inside.
I just looked inside. I didn't steal anything.
Oh, it's not about what you took. It's what you left behind. That's what we're worried about, David.
Are you going to call my family and tell them I'm here?
You going to call my pa?
I've broken lots of promises in my time to doctors, lawyers, firemen, even an Indian chief. But to a 9-year...
The whole village people, Burke. You broke the whole village people's heart, huh? Shame on you.
Old boy, never.
I wouldn't leave those doors open, homie. Nope, I was right. He's just coming to plant the evidence.
By the way, if you want to wash up or anything, it's right through there.
I'm okay, thanks.
You've been hiding in phone booths, kid. Oh, you sneak. All right, so that's 4. Elizabeth, Carolyn, Roger, Elizabeth, Carolyn, David, and Burke. Who's our 5th? Victoria.
What story do you want me to tell him, Miss Winters? The same story you told me? That my nephew is responsible for his father's accident?
Yes.
I'm only worried about David.
And you should be. Not to drive him away.
I didn't.
Oh, come now, Miss Winters. Why do you think he's gone?
Because he's trying to plant the evidence in town, Elizabeth.
Because you accused him of a horrible crime.
Yes.
Because you told him he was guilty of trying to injure his own father.
But it's...
J'accuse!
Why do you think I'd lie about a thing like that?
I asked you to go, Miss Winters. Now, please.
Boo, hiss. Boo, hiss, Elizabeth.
Want some company?
No, not really, Carolyn.
Oh, look, the little boy will come back. All will be forgiven, and life will go on. You can take my word for it.
Yes, as a rule, the rich are able to avoid any actual consequences for their actions. I think history has proven that out pretty thoroughly.
Ooh, are you in a mood?
Yes, I am.
You think this place is spooky now? Wait till the power fails.
Oh, excellent. You know, Carolyn, exactly what we needed in this moment is some other, material reason to feel bad. Like...
You mean you wish I'd shut up and get out of here?
Yep.
It's just that I'm a little bit tired. My Uncle Roger and my mother would still be trying to get him put away for something he had nothing to do with.
I know all that.
Well, then what's eating you?
Something ate the film there for a minute, it seems like.
To your mother. She and I were very close friends. Did you know that?
No.
Well, we were.
We about to get some skinny? A little tea poured here in the middle of the night?
Okay, David. Talk.
Hmm?
Well, come on. You didn't come down here for anything but a talk, did you? Let's hear what you have to say.
Oh, it's not important. I think I'll go.
Oh, no. You came all the way.
Waited 2 hours, you said. God, David's terrible with the alibis.
How'd you get here anyway?
A hitchhike.
Hey, you're quite a guy.
Well, at least you got the straight answer. He lied to old Maggie downstairs.
Yeah, the horns kept poking holes in my hat, and with the tail, I could never sit down.
And talking to people, he'd burn them.
Yeah, to a crisp, with all that fire coming out of my mouth.
I bet you couldn't even eat ice cream. It always melted.
And bread? Nothing but toast all day. Nothing but toast.
Okay, what are we supposed to take away that the first time we've seen David smiling or laughing the entire show is with the ostensible villain of said show? Anything? Nothing? I don't know. Interesting.
Come and see him, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only spectacular Burke Devlin, the human devil.
And his good friend David Collins, the boy who has nothing to say.
Miss Winter's mother is sitting in her room wishing she'd never seen the inside of Collinwood.
Perhaps that's what I wish. Did you ever think of that?
You brought her here.
And children don't deliberately try to injure or perhaps kill their own parents.
Don't they?
I mean, the Menendez brothers would argue with you.
Well, let me tell you something, Mother. If I had met my father when I was David's age, I might have been tempted to take the nearest rock.
Carolyn, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, she probably wouldn't have had the wherewithal or the forethought to sabotage his vehicle. But she would have thrown a rock at him for sure. Dad was a schmo, ran off and left y'all, right? For whatever reason. Anyway, yeah, there's lots of reasons for a kid to hate their parent. I mean, I didn't, but you understand why lots of them do.
What do you want to do, Carolyn? Destroy David?
I want you to face the truth.
What truth?
Did David try to kill his daddy? Y'all just ask, you just figure it out. Maybe he didn't. Maybe the part was already off and he took it and now he's thinking, probably he tried to kill his father. Again, he's rich, he's your kid. If you don't want to send him to jail, don't send him into jail. But you got to get the answers. You got to know whether you got a psychopath in your house.
The magazine was in Miss Winter's room.
Hint, you do have a psychopath in your house, and it ain't Miss Winters.
Why do you want to accuse David? Isn't it equally possible that Miss Winters could have removed the valve?
Is it?
Do you really believe that?
No.
Thank you.
But how could he have done it? How? Oh,
With a wrench.
This is Carolyn Stoddard. Oh, yes, Maggie. No, he hasn't. When? Hold on just a minute.
Okay, Carolyn, I need you to teach your mother how to pretend to talk on the phone. Because she don't know. You do, though. That was excellent. Good job. Good job. Golf clap. There we go. Very, very nice.
It's Maggie Evans. She works in the Collinsport restaurant. David was there about 3/4 of an hour.
At first I was like, why are you giving her the exposition on who Maggie is? But yeah, this woman hadn't been out of the house in 18 years. She wouldn't know who Maggie was, would she?
take the car and drive into town. See if you can find him.
All right.
Phone me if you do. And
I mean, I guess Roger works, he's like an executive at the cannery? That doesn't make any sense. I don't know. All I know is this better be Elizabeth Stoddard coming up there to apologize about her terrible, shitty attitude with Miss Winters earlier.
I'm a foolish woman, Miss Winters, and I say many foolish things. I want to apologize for the way I talked to you.
I know how worried you must.
Well, that's good upper class apology, I suppose. That's about as sorrowful and humble as she's going to get. Oof, she took long enough to get there, though, didn't she?
Did your father ever say he was going to send you away?
Yes, once. When I used his best pipe for soap bubbles.
Did he do it?
No. He bought me a soap bubble pipe instead.
I had a soap bubble pipe. It was fantastic. I also used to take candles out of the candlesticks at my aunt's house and say, let's smoke and drink, Aunt Anne. Aunt Anne, who would later introduce me to the vampire Lestat and Anne Rice, by the way.
I wish my father were like you.
I'm not so sure your father isn't just like Burke Devlin, actually. Like, I'm not so sure your father isn't Burke Devlin, and that's my read on this. I don't know exactly why they pinned it all on Burke, but I think the primary falling out between the two of them was over Roger's wife, and I think that David being 9-ish years old is pretty just right for a fellow who went to prison about 10 years ago.
I decided that I'd come and see what you'd look like sometime.
Did you?
Now you go on in and get washed up, so your Aunt Elizabeth won't think I dragged you through a mud puddle.
I can wash when I get home.
Hey, you go in there and wash. Do like I say. Now beat it.
Boy, I thought he was going to look under the couch cushions myself. Come on, do it. There you go. Catch him. And that's our episode, is my guess. I like the ticking goodbye reminds me very much of 24. God, I loved when I first started watching 24. I got so into it. Okay, another great episode, honestly, and I'm guessing that 30 is going to really cap this off in a great way. I think somewhere around 30 is where they mark the first season. I'll double check that before the next episode when we come back. But you'll watch that next episode in just a few minutes here, wherever you're watching this. If you're watching it on YouTube, I do want to remind you that you can get all of our content early and ad-free at our Patreon. ArticulateCoven.com/join is the link to put into your web browser, and you can join us. $2 or more a month, get you access to everything we do early and ad-free. These reactions to Dark Shadows, but also our Wolf Like Me reactions. We're doing Flan again, where we're covering Fall of the House of Usher right now, and of course our main podcast where we talk about the worlds of Anne Rice. We'll be back more with soon. No, we'll be back soon with more. I do that more often than not.